Hi, welcome back to another edition of UND Insider Weekly Extra. Volleyball related this time as we bring in our first year head coach, Mark Pryor, talk about the spring season a little bit. Coach, every coach kind of uses the spring season, the non-championship season, a little differently. Kind of tell us about what you're kind of doing to assess the team here in the spring season.
Well, the first thing that we've done is we really tried to print off really every stat, everything quantitatively we could find from last fall, and then take out every person that's not returning the team, the kids that have graduated, and then figure out, okay, for us to get back to that level, what voids do we have to fill as far as kill percentage, as far as numbers there, as far as aces, as far as serve receive. So once we had a chance to kind of divide all that up, what we really decided to do for the spring, we've got a good number of kids on our roster that didn't have a whole lot of playing time, and said, okay, we're going to play a different lineup basically every set, not even match, every set, and really kind of throw the win-loss out the window and look at the numbers, because getting to those numbers are ultimately what's going to predict our success long term. So really that's what we've been able to do in the spring. As far as practices, we'll really try to divide practice up. There's some team training and teaching time. Then we go into a lot of cooperative stuff, finishing it with, okay, you're competing against you. We're statting it so you can say, here's what the numbers are. The end of practice, the kids get to look on the board and go, wow, today was a good day. Or, wow, okay, tomorrow needs to be a better day. So it's been good for us to be able to look at it that way.
And there are some big shoes to fill from last year. So it gives an opportunity for some players, like you said, to kind of step in and take a role.
Right. If you look at really kind of the lineup from last year, of course we've got Anna Piaski returning, who was, co-freshman of the year in the conference. That's great. You've got Lexi Robinson returning, who has played pretty much from the get-go since she got on campus. So that's great. You've got Lauren Clark, who's returning, and unbelievable libero. You've got the pride of Langdon, North Dakota, in Kenzie Hart, who's coming back, and she does a great job in a defensive role. You've got Nikki, who's a fifth-year senior, and who's probably got every setting record here. So I mentioned all those guys. Well, what I haven't mentioned was we had these two kids playing in the middle that, from what I hear, they were pretty good. They've both graduated. What that's done is it's giving a great opportunity for one of our kids who's going to be a redshirt sophomore in Chelsea Moser. And what I've seen from her, she's going to pick up pretty quick to where one of those guys left off. She's going to be able to produce. And that's giving time for kids from Carrington, like Emily Thompson, to be able to come in and get more time on the right and really get a chance to compete. I've seen some good things from her. So we have not found quite what that best lineup is going to be. And I'm kind of excited about that, because once you find it, then it's like, okay, this is what it is, and then it gets kind of stale. I want to really make sure that we're giving every kid on the roster an opportunity. One of the walk-ons has been phenomenal, Jessica Fonts. And she's been able to really, really produce, and some of the girls are going, wow, I didn't know she could do that. And there's other times that she looks at the numbers and she's like, I don't know I could do that. So it's been great to see those kids in those roles when they have had the chance to kind of produce, and you're like, okay, you're going to be able to add some value to this team, and they're excited about that.
As a coach coming into a program, you don't really know kind of what's on the roster. How big is it to have a senior be a setter and be able to implement the things that you do offensive and defensively as well?
I could give you, some Texas analogy or something like that. It's big. It's just really, really big to have someone that has been there and done that. I think her and Lexi are unbelievable for what we're going to need. And we got another senior, Felicia, who hasn't seen massive playing time, but she's bringing so much value to this program behind the scenes that I would not trade any of those three for anything, because what they're able to do both on the court and off the court is great. And it's been really nice to have those kids with Nikki's experience as far as running the offense, and we've tweaked a couple things, but if it's not broke, we're not going to fix it that much.
Coach, final thing, your final overall assessment of how spring went, and if you got accomplished what you needed to.
I would say that I've seen a lot of the things that I want accomplished. They are getting accomplished. I think if you said that I'm pleased, I would say, yeah, I'm pleased. Am I satisfied? Oh no. I mean, I don't think any coach is ever going to be satisfied. But I think that they've really gotten on board with how we're going to attack some things differently, how we're going to stay on the same page with a lot of things that have been successful in the past, and there's no reason to change those things. So let's, instead of being an either or, we want it to kind of be a both-and situation.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck in the fall.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's our head coach, Mark Pryor, here on UND Sports Insider.